Hello everyone, today our topic is persistence and specifically we'll focus today on state storage. But before we go into that, let's briefly talk about the possible solutions in App Builder projects. So there is a state storage and a file state storage. There is nothing else at the moment that is supported out of the box in App Builder projects. The state storage is a temporary storage, which is a key value pair with associated TTL, time to live. So we can only save the data up to, by default it is 1 day, but you can specify max up to 1 year. So you can save the data up to 1 year, where files basically can store more data, and also this can be stored infinitely. Adobe uses Azure Blob to save the data on files, but we will focus on files in the next video. Also, we'll summarize the differences between those two, and today let's focus on the state. So let's go to Adobe's documentation. Firstly, how the data is stored. State is a multi-tenant storage, so the data is isolated in a state container, which is mapped to your runtime namespace and application workspace. It means that each application workspace has its own isolated data. It is crucial to understand that we are not sharing the data between workspaces and projects in our App Builder spaces. Then we have option to decide where the data will be stored, and we can choose from one of those three regions, and those regions are operated independently. Those are like separate instances. So depending on where you are located or where your users are located, or maybe because of some compliances like GDPR, you need to choose a specific region. You can do it. Basically, you can choose one of those three. And then important is to be aware that it is a temporary storage, so the data is not eternal. You need to configure a time to live for each key value pair, and by default it is 1 day or maximum 1 year. And how to install it? Very simple. Simply run the npm install Adobe IO libstate, import the library, and then you can use the available functions. And this is basically it. Also, we have an option to use IO upstate commands that are available for us, so we can also manage the data in a state. And also there are some constraints related to the saving data basically in the state. So firstly, the max state value size is 1 megabyte, key size is 1024 bytes, TTL 1 year, as we already mentioned. The values format, we can only store string and binaries, and a keys format is string, only alphanumeric with underscore, hyphen, and dot. So those are the constraints. Also, you can take a look at the usage quotas and limits, and yeah, there are also some other informations, but here at the bottom there is a link to a file storage library that we'll check in the next video, and here is a feature matrix. So if you want to right now understand what is the difference between those two, you can check out the matrix here. All right, let's go to cursor and see it in action. So we will use the TypeScript template that I created and shared in a previous lesson with you. And for the sake of this video, I have created a customer simple package with 4 actions: create, get, list, and delete. So we can actually manage some data. And the customer, this is like a simple interface with 4 fields. Again, just to showcase how to work with the state library. Let's go to the create index, and here firstly we need to of course fetch get some data, for example from the post request. And what is important, it is to instantiate the state client. So we use the get state client function, which is located in utils libstate state client, and this is a simple function simply initializing the state library. By default, it is initializing with the region EMEA, but you can of course pass a different one here. So once we've got the state client, we can use a put function to actually create a key value pair. So we simply define the key, which must be unique, because if you specify the same key, it will override the value that is stored in the state. And then the second parameter is actual value, and as you remember, it must be string or binary, so we cannot pass the customer object, we need to stringify it first. And to retrieve a created customer, we go to the get index, and here we retrieve the customer ID from the, for example, get request. We use the get state client again to initialize, to get the state client object. Then we use the get function to retrieve a particular customer, so we need to define a specific key that we want to retrieve. And then we have entry. Entry contains expiration and entry value. So we have those two fields. Expiration defines when the key and value, the pair will expire, and value, it is actual string or binary. So it is in our case string, so we need to parse it to actually get the customer object. Once we have more customers, we can of course use the list. So how to list keys? We can use the list function, and here is important that it is returning a generator of keys. So we'll only get keys, and we need to fetch each of the particular values by the key. So it is returning iterator. Each iteration returns a batch of count hit keys. So we need to define the match, which is actually a glob pattern that supports wildcard to filter keys. And we can define the count hint, so it is optional. By default it is 100, but you can also define how many keys we want to get in this particular iteration. So because of it, if we go here, we retrieve the keys, so this is a batch of keys that we need to iterate over. So then we iterate over each key, we fetch the value from the state, and then we actually, we can do whatever we want with it, but in this case we simply create a map of those customers. So we get a list of keys, we get from each key a value, and then we save it and for example simply return it here. And how to remove a customer? We can go to the delete action. Again, we get the get state client. We use delete to remove one particular key value pair, or we use the delete all again with a match glob pattern. So if we get back to documentation, here is actually an example and explanation of how to work with the match option and the list. So you can check it out if you want more information, but I think that should be enough for starters. And let's go right now and run the IO app dev, and let's go to Postman to see it in action. Okay, so let's create some customer, let's say with ID 1. Let's change it to 1. I was previously testing it, so we'll see some other customers created. But it is created. It has created a customer with ID 1. So let's get a customer ID 1. Exactly, it worked perfectly. Then we can get a list of, we can just simply execute it. And we can see we have 4 key value pairs of customers. The last one is the one that we've just created. And then let's say we remove the customer ID 1. And let's try the list again. And okay, we do not have, I think it's because of this. So, okay, we removed the one that we specified, but then we removed all of the customers. So, okay, but it proves that it works. All right, and now let's go to our command line, and we can also use the IO app state as I explained before. So it is important here to remember, let's go to the documentation. If we use the command line by default, the region, if you use the IO app state, by default it will use the AMER region. So if you want to use a different one, in our case, for example, we should use the EMEA, we need to pass the region flag. So remember that, because it might be confusing. So let's okay, we do not have anything here, so maybe let's create some customers firstly. let's create customer one. Okay, IO app dev, because we killed the application. So let's run 1, 2, and 3. Let's get back and let's run IO app state list region EMEA. Okay, and we can see we have 3 keys. We can run, let's say, stats. So this will give us some more information about how many keys and yeah, exactly how many keys, bytes, and bytes for keys and values that are stored in a state. So if we, for example, run the same without the region, yeah, it will be something else. Yeah, it is key 1 because I was playing with it before. So you can use the IO app state. We have commands like delete, get, list. So basically we can do the same with the IO app state, what we just did in a code. But of course, it depends on what you want to achieve. Alright, thank you very much. I guess this is it for this video. In the next video, we'll talk about the file storage. We'll also summarize the differences between lib state and file storage. So yeah, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and have a nice day. See you.